And welcome everybody to a new episode of How to DIY RC. Thank you all for tuning in again. Today we are going to dig into the rear diff of the Feiyue F03 Eagle desert truck that also comes as a common upgrade part for the Wltoys 12-foot rock crawler. This video is for everyone that has a problem with their rear diff or just bought a new RC car and wants to replace the factory diff grease and do a maintenance check on the spider gears. Because let's say it, all diffs are practically all the same except for the ball diff. And make sure to watch the whole video because it will be full with tips and tricks on how to disassemble, assemble your rear axle and how to waterproof it. So keep watching to the end, and I hope if you like the video then you will be giving it a lot of thumbs up and share it with your friends. And let's dig into it. We disassembled the rear diff of the Feiyue F03 Eagle and we cleaned off all the grease. We found that one of these tiny washers was on the inside instead of on the outside of it, and it was completely squashed in with under the big spider gear, under the actual spider gear, and that was one of the problems. By cleaning it, all the spider gears from the grease, I found a second problem, and this is standard maintenance check that you should always do. And I hope I can show it up on camera because it's so tiny, but it's got a rough edge. It's a quality check. I can stick my nail behind it and it's not funny. And it's not only on the small spider gears, you can find it also on the bigger spider gears. By the way, pretty obvious right here on the side. I like to make it smooth and smooth those out using a file. It's pretty simple, pretty fast, pretty tiny job. But I want to do it away and keep it all clean from any metal grease or metal shavings. So we do this off camera, of course. We shaved off all the last little bits and make them nice and round. And the second reason why we are doing this is because if they're breaking off and they are inside the differential, and those little metal parts get in between the teeth, you're sure you'll be grinding them off pretty fast and pretty quick. And already new one. So this is just a maintenance check that you have to do all the time, you know. And let's get to the assembly of the axle and get some grease. So we got the grease that we were looking for, right? How can you forget it, right? But we finally got it. So let's really get into greasing and everything up and assembling it piece by piece. And we'll start with the cap, of course. Then we're gonna fill up. Just a little bit, and then we're gonna put one axle through it. So it's greased on the underside of it. We have a lot of grease on all the sides, but we're going to add a little bit more. And then assemble the spider gears. After you assembled your spider gears, you made sure you got the washers on all the sides at the right place, and you greased them and you got them all sitting correct. You put them in the case, you'll find the grooves on the side, and that's where each axle of the spider gear goes in. And then you push it in, make sure you cover the top as well with grease. Now that we have placed the spider gears inside correct, it's time to take the other axle and the crown gear, put some grease on the other side of the crown gear, so over here. Put the axle through. Put a little bit more on the top. Put it around. And get it in. I'm just making sure that the screw holes are lining up with the screw threads at the bottom. And that was the last one. You just keep on going, because every time you tie the one up, the other one gets loose. So you have to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going until you can't go anymore. Now we have assembled the inside of the differential with all the spider gears. It's time to build up the axle to get it back into the case. If it didn't run smooth, then there's this last little tip, and that you probably over tighten these 4 screws. Over tightening the case, compressing the gears and making them run rough. So you tighten them up and then you undo them with a half turn. That's for 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. And that makes it run a lot smoother. It's a similar problem you can have at your front diff. And if it still runs rough and your back rear diff is running really smooth, you know it's running smooth, then of course there's also a problem in your front diff. A similar problem that we had in the back diff. But that's a new video for next week. We'll be looking forward to that. Then please subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you like this tips and review and differential disassembly, maintenance check and assembly. Tips and tricks on how to do it. Please subscribe, like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to check out the related playlist down below, and I will be seeing you next week again. Thank you for watching, and that was How to DIY RC. Wishing you a lot of RC fun.